In Chapter 4, Lesson 3, we will be learning about 2 new inflections and also reviewing some of the information and practicing some of the information that we have learned in Chapter 4, Lesson 2. At the end of this lesson, you need to be able to do the following. Recognize the ablative inflections for a noun. Write the ablative inflections for a noun. Recognize the accusative inflections for a noun. Write the accusative inflections for a noun. Know which case must follow a preposition, and identify the correctly written object of a preposition. Now that you are comfortable with what the prepositions mean and which ones must be followed by accusative and which must be followed by the ablative case, let's make sure that we know what the ablative endings actually are. You'll want to have your pink chart, and on your pink chart, you want to fill in the ablative endings. You can pause the video if you would like, and then resume once you have written in the 5 ablative endings that we are going to be working with in this lesson. Perhaps you have noticed that there is also a nominative ending written on the chart that you probably don't have on yours. That is the ablative or the nominative ending um. Remember, we have words like bellum and donum, which, when we look at them on the vocabulary list, have a nominative ending of um. That's why I have included this as a nominative ending on the chart. Now that you have the endings written on your chart, let me pronounce them for you. A, O, and E. A, O, and E. So those are the ablative endings that we will want to look for on a noun that follows any of the sid space prepositions: sine, in, de, sub, pro, ob, cum, or ex. Now what I'd like you to do is practice identifying prepositional phrases that are written correctly. And I have a set of Quizlet flashcards for you to be able to do that. You're going to be using the write activity to go through the flashcards. And on each card in the set, you are going to see a prepositional phrase in English, like without help. And then you will see 2 Latin prepositional phrases using the Latin preposition for without, which is sine, and then you will see 2 forms of help after sine. Auxilium with the accusative ending, or auxilio with the ablative ending. And you have to be able to pick the one that is written correctly. How are you going to know which one is written correctly? By knowing which case must follow the preposition in Latin that you are looking at, and by being able to recognize whether the ending you're looking at is accusative or ablative. When you have completed the Quizlet flashcards, there will be a short checking your understanding of this lesson quiz that follows, so you can have the ability to check how much you understood from this lesson. The questions on that quiz will be related to these items that you needed to be able to learn from the lesson.